Hello, Mr. Nicol. I just want to say thank you for meeting with me today. I really appreciate your time, and I just want to run a few things by you about how I think Chipotle can improve its reputation, improve profitability, get support from the consumer again, like we used to have at our prime, at our peak. I know you just became the CEO in 2018, so I want to give you a little update about what happened in 2015 and where things for the company went pretty wrong. In August, 64 residents in Minnesota contracted salmonella after eating at Chipotle. It was blamed on us. And then later in August, 80 customers and 18 employees had gastrointestinal issues that ate and worked at the restaurant, and this was later down to a virus called norovirus. This isn't good for the brand name of Chipotle when things like this happen. And then it gets even worse. And in October, 55 patients became ill after eating in Portland, Oregon, and Seattle, Washington areas. This followed with a series of tests, and we had to close all of the restaurants in Oregon and Washington. After the test came, we opened up the restaurants. Everything was okay. It was said to be good, but that was 6 weeks that we closed those restaurants in those two states, and that is not good for the company at all, not one bit. Those setbacks, those small little setbacks, they just hurt us. They just hurt us. Later, in early December, 5 people tested positive for a rare strain of E. coli, 1 in Kansas, 1 in North Dakota, and 3 in Oklahoma. Now, we don't know where this strain came from, but it could be a substrain of what the people in the Northwest were testing for in Portland, in Seattle. That's how it looked. And then in mid-December, 120 Boston College students became sick after eating at Chipotle, which concluded to be a case of norovirus again. This really hindered our profitability. There was a huge stock crash for our shares. They dropped from $758 per share in early August of 2015 to $400 per share heading into 2016. We can't have things like that. That just really killed us. This hit our income very, very hard and really hurt us. We had a net income in 2015 of $475.6 million to $22.9 million in 2016. That's a drop of 95% to our income, and if something like that were to happen again, I don't think that we could sustain business. I think that we would have to close down. So the most important thing, and this is what I'm trying to tell you, is that we continue our food and health regularization. We get the testing, we get the right materials. Even if it decreases profitability, it's still better for the reputation and it will help us. And I know you've been implementing new strategies of certain vendors that can give us food and certain standards that these foods have to pass and suppliers and things like that. And I think that's all great. But I think that we should harpen on it even more and make sure nothing like this will ever happen again, because if it does, frankly, we'll just be out of business and there won't be a point. So if our profitability has to cut for a couple years to increase our reputation for the next couple of years, then ultimately it will be a boost for us. It will be a boost for the business, and I believe that is worth dropping our profitability to get our name back to where it was, and no one relates any sickness to us. That is my first recommendation for the company. Secondly, I recommend that we boost our international presence. We bring more stores to foreign countries. Right now we have 2,363 Chipotle locations. In Canada, there's 24 locations. In England, there's 6 locations. In France, there's 6 locations. And in Germany, there's 1 location. I do not think that global presence is enough to help us, to boost us, you know? I have friends everywhere, from every country. And one thing when they go home, they say that they're going to miss, food-wise, is Chipotle. You can't get it. You can't get it in Europe, in Sweden, in Denmark, in Belgium. Once these people have this over there, then they want it more. And I think that it would be the perfect time to open up more locations there. I think that we should try or set a goal to open up 100 locations in Europe within the next 5 years. And honestly, I think that that will increase our profitability by at least 10% on the global scale. It's a tough goal to reach, but I believe it's possible, and I believe that's my recommendation for you. Those two things, if we accomplish, then it will boost the company through the ceilings. I just wanted to say thank you for meeting with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a good day. See ya.